Stop visualizing money. Seriously, stop right now. You are blocking your own abundance every time you close your eyes and try to imagine the new car, the new house, the full bank account, while your jaw is tense, your stomach is tight, and your nervous system is silently screaming that it's not safe to receive. Most people spend their entire lives visualizing success while their bodies vibrate in pure terror of scarcity, and then they blame the law of attraction for not working. It's not the law that's broken, it's the signal you're sending. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the exact biological error that has been keeping you stuck in the same financial pattern for years, even if you meditate, give thanks, and repeat affirmations every day. And I'm going to show you how to reverse it today, before next week runs the same old code in your field. Pay attention, because what I'm about to explain now is not motivation. It's the internal mechanics of reality creation, the part nobody told you because nobody understood. The first thing you need to uninstall from your mind is the romantic idea that the law of attraction is magic. It's not. It's physics. It's biology. It's neurology. Your brain isn't a passive receiver of reality. It's an active generator. It doesn't receive the world. It produces the world you experience. And it produces that world based on a single criterion, the pattern of electrical signals running inside it on a loop, day after day, for as long as you can remember. Those electrical patterns are your beliefs, your automatic thoughts, your recurring emotional states, and they work exactly like seeds planted in a dark garden that is your subconscious. You don't need to remember to water them. They water themselves, every day, through every reaction, every judgment, every expectation you hold without realizing it. A person who grew up hearing that money is dirty, that money corrupts people, that making too much is dangerous, that person has this electrical code running in their brain like background software. They can consciously want prosperity, but their software seeks scarcity because scarcity is what their body recognizes as familiar, as safe, as home. And the quantum field doesn't respond to what you want. The field reflects the coherence between your heart and your brain. It reflects the energetic signature your body is emitting at this very second. It doesn't matter what you asked for last night before bed. What matters is the emotional state you woke up with today. If you woke up already reviewing the bills in your head, already tense, bracing for the day to go wrong, your garden is being watered with seeds of scarcity. And every seed grows without exception. Abundance isn't a destination you arrive at. It's an electrical frequency. Your brain needs to learn to sustain long enough for it to begin generating that reality around you. And this is where almost everyone fails, because they try to do it with mental force, and the rational brain is literally incapable of reprogramming patterns etched into the deepest layers of the limbic system. That's why you already know everything I'm saying, and yet you're still in the same place. Knowing doesn't change the code. Only the state changes the code. Let me show you this in practice in the real day-to-day of your life. You wake up. Even before your eyes open, your brain has already run a silent scan. How much is in the account? What's due this week? Who do I need to reply to? What am I going to say if they ask? What happens if it goes wrong? Your body gets up with your shoulders hunched, your jaw tight, your breath short, trapped in your chest. You open your phone, check the groups, check the statement, take a deep breath, have coffee, sit down to meditate for 10 minutes, because you saw in a video that meditation is the path. Close your eyes. Repeat 3 times. I am prosperous, I am prosperous, I am prosperous. Open your eyes, go to work. And your body spends the next 12 hours on exactly the same electrical frequency of pure alertness it was on before you sat down to meditate. That state you called meditation was just a technical pause inside a whole day of signaling scarcity. It's like planting a seed in the morning and spending the whole day stepping on it until nightfall. That changes nothing. That confirms everything. That's what the law of attraction is recording. Not the 3 phrases, but the 12 hours. Not the morning intention, but the pattern of the entire day. Until you understand that reality creation happens through the sustained state, not through the isolated declaration, you'll keep blaming the method while the method is working perfectly. It's giving you back exactly what you emit. The problem was never the field. The problem is that nobody taught you that the signal is the body, not the mouth. Now, one of the most powerful tools available to begin changing this electrical code is gratitude. But not performative gratitude. Not writing 5 things in a little notebook in the morning and rushing off into the day as if nothing happened. That gratitude is noise. It changes absolutely nothing because it doesn't alter the body's state. The gratitude that reprograms the brain is felt gratitude, the kind that literally changes your heart's pattern, that makes your breath drop, that activates the vagus nerve, that lowers cortisol, that generates coherence between the heart's electromagnetic field and brain activity. When you enter real gratitude, your reticular activating system, that brain filter that decides what you perceive and what you ignore from the world around you, recalibrates. It stops scanning for threats and starts scanning for opportunities. Literally. The same street, the same city, the same contacts in your phone start presenting signals that were invisible before. Not because the world changed, but because the reality generator inside your skull changed what it chose to see. That's why people in a state of chronic deep gratitude seem to have constant luck. It's not luck. It's a nervous system calibrated to a frequency that picks up abundance patterns that other people walk through without seeing. And here's the cruel part. Most people try to force gratitude while their body is in panic. It's like trying to change the radio station by turning the volume knob. It doesn't work. Wrong knob. Gratitude only reprograms when it touches the body, and the body only opens to it when it feels safe to feel. You can spend 6 months trying to force gratitude in the morning and keep receiving the same bills for 6 months. Know why? Because gratitude without coherence is emotional noise. Your mouth says thank you, but your nervous system keeps making your body vibrate at not enough. You need a tool that forces the neurological baseline to change before your rational mind can resist. You can't think your way out of an emotional problem. You need to lower your brain waves to theta and imprint the new state directly onto biology. That's why I prepared the Imán da Prosperidade for you, a 28-day journey that reprograms your internal field to the frequency that money seeks, not with empty affirmations, but with precise protocols of heart-brain coherence, activation of deep states, and rewriting of the emotional code that still governs your financial reality today. If you've made it this far in the video, it's because some part of you already knows that information isn't enough. You need the imprint. The link is in the first pinned comment, just above. Last window for this group before the next cycle. If you understand that conscious repetition doesn't change identity, only state changes, comment below. I choose the new frequency. Write that phrase now. It works as an anchoring command in your field, and your brain needs to hear your own voice taking that decision to begin executing the new code, returning to the mechanism. After gratitude comes the pillar that sustains everything, trust. And here I need you to understand something, because the self-help industry destroyed this concept. Trust is not a phrase you repeat in the mirror. Trust is a neurochemical state. It is the sustained presence of anticipatory dopamine, of safety serotonin, and an activation of the ventral branch of the vagus nerve that makes the body understand it is safe to expose itself. Whoever lacks trust is not lacking motivation. Their nervous system is stuck in defense mode, in fight, in flight, or worse, in freeze. And a body in defense mode does not create, it merely survives. All the energy that should go toward generating ideas, spontaneous connections, strategic action, is being diverted to monitor invisible threats. That is why people trapped in scarcity remain paralyzed even when opportunities arrive. They see the opportunity, they know it is the chance, but their body freezes because their neural pattern was built to expect punishment after exposure, and the body has a stronger memory than any conscious decision. True trust is born when the nervous system receives repeated evidence that it is safe to be yourself, safe to want more, safe to receive. And these evidences are not mental. They are somatic. The body must experience the state of trust repeatedly until it becomes the new baseline. That is why the law of attraction fails for those who are internally stuck. You cannot attract a reality of abundance while your nervous system codes abundance as danger. And almost everyone who came from scarcity has this code installed. Earning more money activates fear of losing it. Being seen activates fear of being criticized. Being loved activates fear of being abandoned. As long as this wiring is not redone, the person will keep self-sabotaging every inch of growth. And then they will blame the universe, blame the law of attraction, blame the method. The root was never outside, it was always in biology. And here is the point. You are not going to develop this trust by reading one more book. It is imprinted on the body through state repetition in specific brainwaves with a precise protocol. That is why the prosperity magnet does this work for your biology every day for 28 consecutive days. Link in the first pinned comment. Last window for this group. Decide now. Because the market, the field, reality only responds to those who have already changed from within. While you delay, your brain delays. Simple as that. Simple as, this leads us directly to the most misunderstood principle of the law of attraction, and at the same time, the most important one. Prosperity is born first within. You've heard that 1,000 times and probably dismissed it as a wall calendar quote. Let me translate for you what that means biologically. The external reality you live in today, the exact balance in your bank account, the exact people in your circle, the exact projects that show up for you, the exact opportunities you either receive or miss, is a physical printout of the dominant electrical pattern of your nervous system over the last months and years. It's the material feedback of your average internal state, not your best day, your average state, your baseline. If your baseline is financial anxiety, you will generate circumstances that confirm financial anxiety, no matter how much you work, how much you study, how much you try. Because the brain is always seeking coherence between the internal world and the external world. It literally cannot tolerate dissonance. If you start earning more money than your internal identity can handle, the brain will create an event, an unforeseen problem, a surprise expense, a costly mistake, a stupid decision, an illness, to restore balance. That's not bad luck. It's psychological homeostasis. The body protects the identity the same way it protects internal temperature. It returns to baseline. Always. And that's why making money without rewriting the internal code changes nothing. People who win the lottery and end up broke again in 3 years aren't being stupid. They're being coherent. Their nervous system brought life back to match the value of their self-image. Worthiness is not an intellectual decision. Worthiness is code installed in the earliest layers of your subconscious, probably before you turned 7, through the direct and indirect messages from your caregivers, your environment, your culture. You didn't choose that code, you inherited it. If your father looked at the bill and cursed, your nervous system registered money equals anger. If your mother said every week that you couldn't afford that thing, your nervous system registered wanting something equals embarrassment. If the environment whispered that rich people are fake, tax evaders, calculating, your nervous system registered getting rich equals betraying your origins. None of this is written on a piece of paper inside you. It is engraved in the body, in the automatic reflex, in the slight tightening of the jaw every time someone talks about big money. And that is why when the real opportunity arrives, when the invitation for that bigger role appears, when the client who would pay 10 times more replies to the message, something inside you locks up. You invent a rational justification not to move forward. You delay, you doubt, you complicate, and worst of all, you don't even realize you're sabotaging because it feels like you. It feels like your personality. It isn't. It's the old code protecting the old identity. But you are the only one who can rewrite it. And real prosperity isn't just money. It's simultaneous balance across all areas: health, relationships, purpose, free time, money. Because when the internal field is coherent, it generates coherence in every dimension of life at the same time. You can't be abundant in one area and scarce in all the others for very long. The system seeks alignment. And this is where the centerpiece that ties everything I've said so far comes in. Your personal vibration, a word that has become a cliché, but which has a very precise clinical explanation. Thoughts, emotions, and actions emit real, measurable frequencies in the electromagnetic field of your body. The heart, specifically, generates an electromagnetic field that is thousands of times stronger than that of the brain, and this field extends for meters around your physical body. It carries information. It interacts with the electromagnetic field of other people before you even exchange a word. That's why you walk into a room and instantly feel who is tense, who is calm, who is lying. Your body reads frequency before your mind processes it. And the same mechanism works in reverse. Your frequency is read by the field, by people, by opportunities, and the field, or the universe if you prefer that name, responds on the same frequency. Just as a radio only plays the station it is tuned to, you only receive the experiences that exist on the frequency your body is vibrating at. You can desire the abundance station all day. If the dial is fixed on the scarcity station, it's scarcity that will play. And what determines the frequency of your dial? Not your superficial thoughts. It's your sustained emotions and the state of your nervous system. High beta brainwaves mean stress, urgency, constant struggle. Low vibration. Alpha waves mean relaxation, presence, emergent creativity. Intermediate vibration. Theta waves, the state you go through seconds before sleeping and seconds upon waking, mean maximum suggestibility, access to the subconscious, the ability to imprint new codes. High vibration. And gamma means insight, unity, integration, the highest frequency of all. The absolute majority of people spend their entire lives in beta, and then wonder why reality doesn't change. Only what you imprint in theta changes. Only what you sustain with elevated emotion for long enough changes. Everything else is mental noise that the field ignores. You've made it this far because some part of you already knows that you need to change frequency before another week passes, repeating the same pattern. But knowing changes nothing. Only repetition in the theta state imprints. That's why I prepared the Iman da Prosperidade for you. 28 days of a daily, scientific and deep protocol that takes you out of the scarcity baseline, activates the theta state at the exact moment the subconscious is open, and imprints the identity of the one that money seeks, not by mental force but by biology. You don't need to believe. You need to execute. Your body takes care of the rest. The link is in the first pinned comment right above. While you think, the algorithm of your field keeps running the same old code. If you decide that now is different, comment down below, "I am coherent." This phrase is an identity command. It signals to your own nervous system that you are taking responsibility for the frequency you emit from today onward. Write it. Don't skip it. Don't put it off. This brings us to the final point, which is the most practical of all. If frequency determines reality, and if the theta state is the portal for rewriting the code, what are the practices that effectively raise vibration and sustain that new frequency throughout the day? The first is meditation, but not meditation as a vague 10-minute relaxation listening to spa music. Meditation with the intention of lowering brainwaves into deep alpha and theta, sustaining an elevated emotional state. Usually a combination of gratitude, anticipatory joy, a feeling of fullness, while the brain is in the receptive frequency. In this state, and only in this state, can you reprogram the deep layers. The second practice is vibrational gratitude, not performative, as I've already explained, feeling thankfulness in the body for specific things until the sensation is physically palpable in the chest. This activates the heart field and generates measurable coherence. The third is the use of affirmations, but again, not as you learned them. Mechanically repeated affirmations while the body is tense are useless. They might even produce the opposite effect, because the brain registers a dissonance between what the mouth says and what the body feels, and this dissonance increases internal skepticism. The affirmation that works is a felt affirmation, spoken from an already elevated emotional state, with the body stepping into the role of the person it describes. It's neurological acting, it's embodying before seeing. And here's the secret no one told you. The subconscious mind does not distinguish between an event vividly imagined with real emotion and an event that actually occurred. For it, they are the same thing. It records both with equal weight. So when you enter theta and fully experience with feeling the reality you want to create, your subconscious registers that as a memory, as the past, and the brain begins to act as if that reality were already true. Because for the deep layers it is. And from then on, the reticular filter, the nervous system, the automatic decisions, everything starts operating in coherence with this new identity. The opportunities that were always around you begin to appear. The right people start to materialize, the ideas start to flow. Not because the universe flipped a switch, because the reality generator inside your skull finally stopped generating the same life it generated for the past 20 years. You can close this video now, you can go to sleep. You can return tomorrow morning to the same body, the same coffee, the same clenched jaw, the same mental review of bills before you open your eyes, and your brain, obedient as always, will run the same scarcity code it has run for the last 20 years. It will react to your bank account with the same tightness in your chest. It will look at passing opportunities with the same silent distrust. It will visualize wealth in the shower with the same locked body that prevents anything from imprinting. And nothing changes. Tomorrow is today again, and the day after tomorrow too, and 5 years from now you will look back and realize nothing has changed because nothing in you has changed, only the calendar. Or you can understand now, right this second, that the only real way out was never mental. It was always biological. The field is waiting for your instruction. The biology is waiting for the new command. The frequency is waiting for you to take over. The question was never whether you deserve it. You deserve it, everyone deserves it. The question is whether you will imprint, whether you will do the work of going down to theta, of sustaining the new state, of rewriting the code in the layers where it actually lives. Comment, I am coherent. Now if you decide to stop sending mixed signals from today onward, write those 3 words. They are the first command. And go to the first pinned comment before this decision evaporates like all the others you made and forgot before the end of the day. Your field does not wait forever, but it responds immediately when you stop splitting the signal in 2. Decide.